Good evening and bienvenue, my fond fair friends, family, and subscribers. This is your humble narrator, Diomedes Rouge, here to bring you part 4 of What If a Monster Hunter Was Sent to the World of Ruby. Now, where we last left off, good old Ignatius just got through dealing with, well, Cardin of Team Cardinal, and wound up making a somewhat new admirer. Now, after that, he got settled in with his team after the first day, and they all got to know more about each other. Mainly, talking with Eugene Strife, he learned that Eugene was not only good at tracking and locating people, but he was very fond of, well, technology. And he very much enjoyed fiddling around and messing with it. If anything, you could call him a bit of a tech whiz, which is a good thing considering Ignatius knows jack all about any of the technology here in this world. While talking with Natasha Gunn, he figured out that she is, while she may be quiet, she's also a big sweetheart. And, well, she's very loyal and kind. While talking with Galen Bouchard, well, he found out that Galen is, well, a bit corny with some of his jokes, and at sometimes a bit untoward in some comments. He's generally a good guy that will have your back no matter what. He finds out that his primary weapon, his axe and buckler, his hand axe and buckler, the axe turns into a, well, double-barreled shotgun with given a slight flip of a switch and a good thwip. His semblance basically allows him to control his weaponry remotely. He can throw it, bring it back to him, and such, but he needs to, how should I say, have bonded with it for a certain period of time. It isn't magnetism per se, but it is powerful. Think of it like a low-grade telekinesis. Meanwhile, Natalia's, pardon me, sorry about that, I had to sneeze. Natalia's semblance allows her to pinpoint the weak points on a target about twice per every hour. She can spot the critical spots, the weak points in any target, whether it be man-made, monster, or a human themselves. However, it is somewhat tiring. And next, well, you guys have probably already heard our good friend Eugene Strife's semblance, but for those of you who haven't, and for those of you who are new, his semblance basically allows him what we call radar. It lets him essentially have make a 3D model of the area of an entire area in his head and pinpoint where anything and anyone is. Only problem is, he has to concentrate on doing so. Meaning, well, he can't really move or do much while seeing and watching this radar of his. While very useful, can also be very detrimental. And so, Ignatius decides that they should all train together, work together, hone their skills, come up with devastating combos. You know, the standard bullshittery that happens whenever a group of teenagers get together and have very powerful weapons, armor, and abilities. They blow shit up. And so they go out and they train together, learning how each other reacts under pressure in the, well, fighting and grappling ring they have at school. During the combat practice, they see and study each other's fighting styles, look at each other's weaknesses, flaws, and try and point them out. And that's when they realize, well, Ignatius doesn't really have many when it comes to his fighting style. It may be simple, it may be brutal, but his fighting style is damn near perfect when it comes to simple offensive and defensive techniques. When he hears this, he just kind of blushes and says, No. I still have a lot to learn. My dad was far better than I ever am. Seriously? Oh yeah. That old man could lay me on my ass in 10 seconds flat if I wasn't careful. Ugh. He was a tough old bastard. Was? I haven't seen him in a while. Over a year, in fact. And no communications or anything. I don't know whether he's still with us or whether he's gone. When you're in the middle of hunt after hunt after hunt, you can kind of put thoughts like that on your back mind, but when you're relaxing, they always creep back into your life. But anyways, enough about the depressing crap. Let's move on to the actual fun stuff. As Ignatius snaps back. Sure? And that's whenever Team Juniper and Team Ruby kind of collaborate together with, Team Igni, and they all come up with group training exercises. Basically a way for the entire groups to kind of train with each other. And they kind of go, all right, sounds like a great idea. And, then comes the fun part. Yang wants to try her strength out against Igni. Igni goes, are you sure? Yes I am. All right, you know the rules. As he brings out a old friend of his. The Diablos hammer. The hammer made from a Diablos. A brute wyvern. Boom. As Yang kind of looks at this monstrosity of a weapon and says, you think you got a big enough head on that hammer? He says, no. I could probably go for one about maybe 2 times bigger. 1.5, maybe 2 times bigger, but this'll work. And she just goes, you're kind of nuts, aren't you? Slightly. That's what people, slightly. That's at least what people here around seem to think. And she just smiles and goes, all right, let's see what you got. And, the rest of Team Igni just kind of take a big step back. Team Juniper and the rest of Team Ruby are going like, aren't you guys going to root him on? There's no need. You guys, we're going to try and root for Yang. Why? This guy has been kicking and tossing our asses around that ring for a while now. We want to see him get his ass beat. Oh, come on, he can't be that bad. Next thing you know, boom! Yang gets sent flying. Very hard and very fast. And she gets jumping right back into the ring. He's like, see what I mean? Eugene kind of nudges me like, go, Yang, go! as she unleashes a volley of punches at Ignatius using her, well, shotgun gauntlets. Boom, 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 boom. Ignatius just says, all right, takes up a defensive stance and just tanks it. Just letting her unload everything she's got into him as he just hunkers down. And, well, after the good 20th blow, he's bruised, he's battered, he has a bit of blood coming off of his lip, but he's smiling. He goes, not bad, my turn. As he says, let's say you like the spin to win. Spin to what? As a red aura begins to develop around the head of the hammer. As it goes 1, 2, 3, and then whoom, 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 whoom. Yang is just going like, really? You think that's gonna do any? Boom! Yang has been made into a crater, and Yang has made a crater into the nearest wall using her body. Or rather, I should say, Ignatius made a crater using Yang as a bat. Using Yang as a ball, and his hammer as a bat. Oh! And she falls out of it. Oh! As Ignatius just kind of sets the hammer down and with a loud ba-boom, walks over to her and says, man, that was a good fight. Man, I miss these type of fights. Here, as he tosses her a mega potion and says, drink up. As he, well, does the same. This is when Jean begins to think, this is the guy who offered to train me on how to use my shield and sword better. This is a terrible idea. And Yang's just wondering, how the hell did you get so much power from that weapon? Oh, simple. I used every part of my body. Huh? Well, you see, when most people are just swinging around their weapons, they're only ever using the top portion of their body. That's not how a hunter's supposed to hunt. Remember, you're fighting things that are bigger, badder, meaner, and more ferocious than you. You're hunting apex predators. And so, you need to fight with everything. Use every muscle in tandem. Essentially, as my dad put it, you gotta put your arse into it. What? What? They all say in unison. You gotta put your arse into it. As he demonstrates, picking up his hammer. You start off with your simple stance. Take your weapon and, well, a standard person would just try and do this as he swings around using the top portion of his body. However, what you're supposed to do is this, as he uses his feet to gather momentum as he, boom, moves forward, bringing it upward again, boom, moves forward again, and boom, bringing it down while moving his entire body in tandem. You're supposed to do something along those lines. Remember, never using one piece of your body, using all of them. From the top of your head to the bottom of your toes. From your tips of your fingers all the way down to your arse. You move every part in tandem, making sure there's no wasted effort or energy. It takes a while to get used to, but once you do, man, is it ever worth it. So what you're saying is, your dad just told you, put your arse into it. And you found a way to put your arse into it. Yep. Huh. Weird. It worked for me. As he puts away the hammer. Besides, that ain't even the best weapon I know how to use. What? Oh yeah, there are plenty more weapons I'm much better with than a hammer. I just like bringing it around whenever I'm dealing with heavy-hitting opponents like her. As he points to Yang. Aw. Honestly, I think you and I think you and Eugene should train more. Really? Why is that? Well, believe it or not, inside that lean frame of his, there's a juggernaut waiting to bust out. The only problem is, whenever I get to try and bring him around, he doesn't want to come out. He always wants to play defensively. I figure a pretty woman might be able to change his mind and make it to where he brings out more of his actual potential. Eugene just kind of gives Ignatius a very scornful look. It's like, what? Are you denying she's pretty? No, it's just, well, there you go. You call a rose, you call a dog. She's the rose, you're the dog. But I'm the rose. Yes, Ruby, I get... That wasn't meant to be a pun. As he just kind of chuckles and face palms himself. Sorry. Hey, Jean, you want to train for a little while? I can bring out my old shield and sword. Like, what? Yeah, I haven't used that thing in ages. Usually because I get a little bit too combo happy. What? Oh yeah, the shield and sword is one of the best combo machines out there. It's a beautiful weapon. While it may not deal as much straight raw out damage as the dual blades, it can go and just keep on dealing out passive damage over time. It's beautiful. I love it. It's like, you're kind of losing me here. Be like, come on, John. I'll tell you what, you and Pyra can team up against me. Are you sure about that? She asks. Well, of course. I'm me after all. You see what I could do with a weapon I'm not very used to. Do you really want to see what I could do to poor old Jean here with a weapon I am used to? They just both kind of look at each other and Pyra just says, you're on. Meanwhile, Galen walks over to, well, Nora, and basically asks, hey, you want to spar? Sure. And, well, oh boy, our friendly, fond little wolf faunus girl, Natasha, just kind of goes off into the corner and sits with Blake reading a book. And meanwhile, Rin's just over there sipping tea while looking at this whole monstrosity of a mess taking place in front of him. Everyone ganging up and fighting each other, and all the beautiful reactions. 2 hours later. Virtually everyone is exhausted, tired, beaten up. Oh, Ignatius? He's going, I haven't had a fight like that in a while, especially against people. That was fun. You guys want to go for a round 2? No! A unison of people holler. We're like, all right, fine. Meh. I was having fun. Meh. I mean, you don't have to be so rude about it, Dickgum. I mean, Igni, yeah, you need to learn that some people have limited and need to learn that some people aren't like you. What do you mean? They aren't monsters. I'm not a monster, I'm human. Are you sure about that? Mostly. You're supposed to say yes. Well, no. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm mostly human, but then again, after all the monsters I fought and killed and, well, eaten. Like, you've eaten monsters? That's not the point. Point is, yeah, I believe I'm human, but I'm not 100% sure. Igni, you're weird. Me? To me, this entire place is weird, so, yeah. You calling me weird doesn't really change my mind on the matter. as he goes and helps everyone back to their feet, tossing around a thing of mega potions for everyone to guzzle down. He goes, well, y'all feeling better? He goes, yeah, what is this stuff? Mega potions. That's it? Yes, mega potions. Made them. They're a common thing over at my place, my home. They're help us recover from wounds as well as fix broken injuries and such. Basically, they use the hunter's sense, or as you call it, aura. Refine it, and replenish it, allowing the excess amount of aura to, well, heal you over. I see. That's quite impressive. It doesn't recover lost limbs, though, unfortunately. But, yeah. Anything other than a lost limb or organ, yeah, you can be healed of it. Wow, that's impressive. I know, right? Wow. Anyways, so. Oh, man, I'm a bit stiffer than I thought. As everyone winds up, trade says, "Hey, why don't we all trade numbers and everything?" Just numbers? Yeah, our scrolls. As everyone but Ignatius pulls out a scroll. So, Ignatius, why don't you pull out your scroll and share your number with us? Be like, I don't have a scroll. You don't have one? Why not? I didn't know that was a thing. What is it? You've never heard of a scroll? No. There's a little simultaneous face palm between Galen, Nora, Yang, and Sue's just whoosh. It's a device that lets you call out to people as well as store stuff on your phone onto it. Like, oh, neat. Where do I get them? Oh, you can get them from town and such. And then Ignatius immediately turns around and proceeds walking off. Igni, where are you going? To get a scroll. But it's it's going to nighttime. Curfew will be set again soon. I will be okay. As he walks off. You're like, you really think he's going to be okay? Well, we've seen him survive worse. True, but do you really think he could survive Glinda if she catches him? I'm not going to be dumb enough to try and stop him, Galen says. Eugene just kind of goes, he's a big guy, he knows what he's doing. If nothing else, we'll just wind up getting group discipline, and if we try and stop him, he's going to yell at us, so, Natasha just goes, he's big enough to handle himself, and he's strong enough to be able to handle himself. So, he'll be fine. Yes. Well, Ignatius dons his armor, puts on a weapon, being his, well, I would say not his lance, but his long sword, yes, his long sword. And trust me, the other ones will come into play soon enough. Calm down. He dons the long sword. Why? It's fast, it's nimble, but most importantly, it's big enough to be intimidating. And so he goes into town and gets himself and finds a late open store and gets himself a scroll. And then he winds up sneaking back in. He doesn't completely sneak back in, because Glinda sees him as he climbs up to the top of Beacon Academy, going, what are you doing? Climbing. You're climbing, yes. You know you triggered several sensors upon getting up here, right? No. You do realize if it wasn't for the sheer fact we saw it was you, we would have blown you apart, right? No. What are you doing, Igni? Getting back to here. Why were you out past curfew? Getting a scroll. You were getting a scroll, yes. Igni, yes. You know, you could have asked one of us and we would have gotten you one, considering you're new to these lands and you don't know a lot about our culture. I prefer doing things on my own, but you're not on your own, Igni. You're sounding like my sister. Yeah, well, maybe your sister has a point. Did you ever think of that? Yes, she usually did, which is what pisses me off. Come on, as she puts him in a purple bubble and brings him all the way back to the top of Beacon. Now, go to your dorms, and if you ever try this stunt again, you're going to get detention. And a lot of work. Yes, Miss Glinda. It's Goodwitch. Yes, Miss Goodwitch. Of course, Miss Goodwitch. My apologies, Miss Goodwitch. Keep the sass up and I'll give you detention anyways. As he kind of wanders back off, upset that he kind of got caught. It's like, dang it. I could sneak around a Bracadillos, no problem. Correction. I can sneak around a dang Negante, no problem. Can't sneak around this one. Fucking technology, well, I gotta deal with this bullshit. Just trying to get a scroll and boom. Gets into his dorm, slams the door, takes off his armor and goes to bed. Everyone kind of realizes it but goes like, told you we'd catch you. Shut it. Good night, Igni. Good night, guys. As the lights turn off and the next morning starts. Now we're going to do a bit of a time skip. A couple of weeks pass. And well, after everyone's traded numbers, Ruby begins to call, well, Igni. And kind of talks to him for a while. Talking about how Blake has kind of become a bit more reclusive and distant. How she thinks she may be trying to leave Beacon. Meanwhile, he says, no, that doesn't sound like her. She probably has a lot on her mind. Tried talking with her? Of course I have. Okay, sorry. It's just like, I don't know, you're girls. I don't usually, I don't speak y'all's language too well. You speak fine. You talk to us just fine. No. I speak the common language well. I don't speak woman that well. What do you mean? I usually always wind up upsetting the members of the opposite sex. Believe me. It is something I have come to, and is something that I have come to realize over my few years of experience. Igni, I think you just put yourself down too much. Hey, I at least admit to what I am. I'm a damn good hunter. That's about it. Damn good hunter. Very good smith. Anything else I'm kinda at. I've become a decent alchemist, though. My sister helped me out with that one a lot. Alchemist? No need to worry about that. Anyways. But yeah, Blake, she's fine. I guarantee you, give her some time. She'll come back around. I don't know. Well, you could always try following her. See where she goes and stuff like that. I don't want to invade her privacy. Well, then I don't know what to tell you. I can try and talk to her for you if you want. No, but then she'll realize I talked with you about it. It's like, Ruby, I don't know what to do. Do you just need someone to vent to? Yes? All right, I'm all ears. And that procedure goes on for a good 30 minutes. It's like, after he's done with the phone call, need to hit something. That was... his morale has decreased. It's like, hey. Don't get me wrong, I like Ruby, but I don't know what to tell her. And Eugene just states, well, why not tell her that you love her? Be like, 'cause it wouldn't be true. It's like, oh, come on, man. She's easy on the eyes. Yeah, and she's young. Yeah, a lot of people are young. I'm 18. They're too young. It's like, fair point, but couldn't say you couldn't start a relationship, you just couldn't do too much. Yes, and the last time I got into a relationship with someone back home, I nearly got killed, and then got a tattoo. Wait, you have more tattoos? Oh yeah, I got one right on my back. We've never seen it. I don't really like showing it off that much. Why? It's kind of a thing I got from a mixture of booze, peer pressure, and very, very large fight. What do you mean booze and peer pressure? Well, the booze was to help to recover after the fight, and the peer pressure came during my weakened state while I was drunk. Uh-huh. And what started the fight? A group of women wanted to, well, one woman wanted to marry me, another woman wanted to be a girlfriend, and a different woman wanted to be, well, just a intimate friend. And all at the same time? No, God, no. No. They offered it at different times, and I was just rejection. Another guy took offense to that and got into a fight with me. And challenged me to a fist fight. And I said, sure. And then after I beat him, and then another one came. And then another one. And then another one. And 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 another one. Until by the time I was done, I was in the arena and there was 20 guys being carried out. And I was beaten, bloodied, battered, had a broken nose, cracked ribs, sore jaw. I was tired. Had to get my eyebrow lanced so I could see out of my left eye properly. Oh, it was a mess. Ugh. All because of women. All because of women. Women are lovely. They're adorable. They're beautiful. And good God, can they make you swoon. But they will bring you trouble if you aren't careful. Why don't you show the tattoo? No. Oh, come on, dude. No. He says, Hey, Gallon. What? Ignatius has a tattoo he's not showing us. Really? Yeah, it's all across his back. I'm like, no, not showing. Come on, Ignatius. Now you gotta show. Be like, never. You will never make me reveal my tattoo. Be like, oh, come on, you show the other two off with no hesitation. It's like, the other two mean something. This is something that happened due to booze. Be like, yeah, booze. Now show us. Be like, no. Okay, you give us no choice. What do you mean? Boom. As, well, Eugene grapples him and kind of holds his hands down along his side. Be like, now, Gallon, right. As he goes along to the back and starts peeling the shirt down. Go like, you assholes, get off me. I'm gonna break your nose. No, you wouldn't. You care about us too much. You're like, wanna bet? Like, yep. Boom. Headbutt. Oh, yeah. He goes like, ow. Ignatius, that hurt. Be like, yep, I'll do it again too. Boom. Another headbutt. And followed by Eugene headbutting him back. Boom. It's like, ow. Meanwhile, Gallon's going, hold still, I can't see. As he finally gets it down, like, stop, 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 stop. And it reveals the tattoo. Right across the broad parts of the back, it states alpha male in big, bold red letters with claw-like outlines of the alpha part. Goes like, wow. Really, man? As I said, I was drunk. Got me some frickin' slack. It's like, alpha male, huh? Oh, I gotta see this. Be like, no, you don't. He's like, come on, it's frickin'. It's like, hey, take a picture, take a picture. I swear I will murder you both. Be like, oh yeah, you could try. I will most definitely succeed. And suddenly you hear sound behind his back. Be like, what the hell? It's like, got it, sending it to everybody. Hold him still a bit longer. Boom, boom, boom. Multiple headbutts incoming onto Eugene. Just like, nope. I fortified. Nope, no, you ain't hurting me now. Aura. You remember, you taught me how to fortify it into one spot. Be like, you learned well, but I learned more. As eventually everyone gets a call on their scrolls. And it's from Ruby, Yang, and Whis. It's a group call that they all receive. It's like, They let go and pick it all up, and be like, I will kill you two later. Goes, yeah, yeah. As they answer the phone. Yeah, what's going on? We need your help. Huh? Warehouse district. Yang, Blake's got involved with the White Fang. Looks like she got captured. Blake got captured? Yeah. How many men are there? Around 20, maybe 30 out front, possibly more on the inside of the warehouse. Anything else you see? Monsters? No, they're just in the southern district. You need to get here fast. Right. As he hangs up, we'll be there soon. He goes over to his chest, kicks it open, and says, now it's time. As he pulls out his great sword. Boom. This is a sword he spent every bit of whenever he was able to slay his first Nergigante. He put all the pieces of it into one pile and ordered the blacksmith to make one sword out of it. One massive blade to rend his enemy's flesh with. And he's kept that promise. Because, oof, did he want this thing to be perfect. And while he's confident in his skills as a smith, he knows there are better ones. He pulled out this blade and he just smiled. He dons his armor with pride. As he says, come on, we head to the bullhead, now. As everyone dons on their gear. Hold it. What's the matter, boss? Here. As he hands each and every one of his team a slinger. I had some spare time, and with the forge that I'm provided, I was able to make all of you some good gear. Considering all our time training together, they should all be able to fit and adjust properly to your arms. As he attaches each one of them with a slinger. What is this thing? It's a slinger, the thing I have on my left. Okay, what does it do? Grappling hook, slash, well, slingshot. Load something into the top bay right here. You can launch it forward. Pull back on the mechanism right here to switch the string downward. You launch the spike into whatever you're aiming at. Essentially, it's a multi-purpose tool. Whenever you're done, pull this switch right here, and the strings tug taut, bringing down the bow arms and collapsing it onto your forearm entirely. Think of this as my way of saying, thanks for putting up with my crazy ass, and I'm proud to be your team leader. Now come on, we got a girl to save. As well, they all kind of look at the new shiny piece of equipment they got and strap it on and get ready for a fight. And ooh boy, is it gonna be fun. Natasha was able to, commandeer one of the nearby bullheads and given her expertise in a few different things. From what she stated, her mother taught her many different things, including how to pilot. Don't worry, we'll be getting into who her mother is later, but for now, oh yes, for now, we focus on this. Two, Gallon and Eugene are just going, are we even going to ask who her mother is? Nope, says Ignatius. That's her business. If she wants to share, that's up to her. As well, they all land. As they see the fight going down, explosions occurring as rubies entered the fray. Be like, damn it, I told them to hold on. As Ignatius says, all right, you guys charge in. As he points to Gallon and Eugene. Gallon, charge in, support them. Eugene, get to a safe area, get this entire warehouse within your range and scan it. Let us know what you find. Then he points over to Natasha. Natasha, switch to long range with your rifle and cover Eugene while he does so. And guard Eugene while he does so while covering over Gallon. What are you gonna do? Simple. This ain't no tournament match, which means I get to use my potions and tonics. Huh? Trust me, it's gonna be fun. As well, they all leave the bullhead. Everyone takes their positions. Gallon Bouchard takes the field, firing off his shotgun, imprisoning quite a few people in their ice as he switches it over to his axe, and so it was axe and buckler mode, as he hacks and slams into them, flipping them over. Yang and Ruby both say, that's all they sent us? I thought we had asked for the whole team. Trust me, they're on their way. As Ruby's about to be attacked from behind, boom! The guy who was going to hit her gets sent flying. As then in turn Eugene says, got it. I got the information. Let's move. As well, he begins to join the fray, switching his shotgun into his twin X mode. Getting right up close and personal, flipping people over and smashing heads. Meanwhile, back at the bullhead. Alright. Mega demon drug. Bonk. Mega armor skin. Demon seed. Might pill. Adamant seed. Oh yeah. And finally, a little tip from Sis. Ancient potion. It's more like a supplement really, but what works works. As he picks up his sword and, from the ledge they were on, puts on his glider mantle and dives downward. as a shadow begins to emerge overhead. What the hell is that? As everyone looks up and just sees this giant man with an even bigger sword, holding it up and begin to leap in the air and then bring this red glowing blade down with a thunderous kaboom. The impact scattering the grunts around like they were rag dolls. As Ignatius charges forward, hacking and slashing his way into the well, the warehouse. Goes, what's going on with him? Is it me or is he like glowing different colors? As he takes one big, wide, horizontal swing and the doors come falling down as Blake and Sun Wukong are backing out of there, away from, well, a mechanized suit. Pardon me one moment. I always forget his name for a little while, but I always remember it. As Roman Torchwick in the mech suit enters the fray, firing missiles. However, their main target's the guy at the door. He switches the giant sword to its side, holding the broad blade with one hand as he braces it into the ground. The missiles impact. Everyone's expecting Ignatius to be dead or sent flying. But as the smoke clears, all they see is Ignatius charging forward with the sword on his back as he shoots his slinger up into the rafters, pulls himself up into the air, and then comes down, bringing the blade to bear upon the mech. Roman tries to block with one arm, but it's immediately hacked off as he spins around and hacks into the side of the leg. You little bastard! As he swings around and hits Ignatius, sending him flying back into the, back of the warehouse. As the rest of the team enter in, Torchwick surrounded on all sides by the rest of Team Igni and Team Ruby, as well as Sun Wukong. Each one of them performing combination attack after combination attack, bearing down on this mighty behemoth of a mech, having to try, now only fighting at 75% capacity, 74%, 69%, as more and more damage occurs. Ruby's team pulls off their, big combo, freezing the ground as Yang comes in for a close-range barrage, breaking apart the mech and sending Torchwick flying. But as he's about to try something, the back of the warehouse, all he sees are unconscious grunts, all of them broken and beaten. Every truck destroyed, every crate shattered, all the dust scattered. Everything is a wreck. As a very pissed off Ignatius turns his head to see Torchwick, the guy who made him this pissed off, as he grabs his sword and just smiles, this menacing smile behind his helm. And he slams his blade into the ground, and Torchwick says, "Wow, you're terrible at this." As he in turn uses the strength and mass of the blade to sling himself forward, overhanding it to where he pulls a full 360-degree flip, bringing the blade with him as he begins to bring down the edge ever closer to Torchwick. the full 360 momentum destined to cleave this poor man in twine. As he goes, oh shit! As he goes to roll out the way, the blade impacts the concrete, making a very rugged and very devastating crash. As whenever the rest of the team gets in, they see this great sword blade begin to get yanked out of the earth in a smooth, circular motion, creating an even bigger gash into the earth, into the concrete. Oh, Ignatius. Ignatius is on the hunt. He's not looking to harm or injure. He's putting an end to this man. For not only did he harm his friends, not only did he harm him, but he's pissed him off. Roman immediately surveys his surroundings and then decides, okay, surrender is now an option, as he runs over to the other team with Ignatius soon in pursuit. Oh, he is so lucky that that sword weighs him down and he's not thinking straight. Because as soon as he gets to Team Ruby, he says, I give up, I yield, I surrender. You got me? Here, put the cuffs on me. I give up. As they both look at him, just going, huh? As Ignatius gets ever closer. Please arrest me. Please arrest me. I'll gladly go to jail. Please arrest me. Don't let that son of a bitch get a hold of me, please. As, well, they acknowledge and they call the police. Unfortunately, to their knowledge, the police have already been dispatched there to do all the loud bashing, crashing, bashing, thrashing, and gabooms going on. Ignatius is just pissed, going, step away from him now. What? I'm ending this. People like him don't learn. They keep on harming others. They bully them into submission. They take and take and take, and never let the land heal. They harm everything they touch. They deserve what's coming to them. As he brings his sword up over his head, Pyra gets in the way. Stop! As right before he brings it down, he looks at her. Move aside, Pyra. Who are you to decide who lives and dies, Igni? A hunter. We cull the dangerous. We control the environment to keep it from going astray. We don't allow things like him to disrupt it. That is what hunters do. We keep order. And who are you to say that killing him is order, brings order? What gives you that right? He puts the sword back on his back. He goes over to the fallen mech leg, picks it up with both hands, and begins to smash it, and bash it, and thrash it against the chest piece of the mech, over, and over, and over, and over, until all that's left is a crumpled, broken chunk of scrap metal in his hands, and a flattened out, former cockpit. Sorry about that. I'm feeling much better now. Kinda let my anger get the best of me there. I sincerely apologize. As he looks to the group and they kind of look at him and going, "What the hell?" "You're very, very grateful, Mr. Torchwick. That beautiful young lady there just saved your ugly ass. If I were you, I would look towards the sapphire star tonight and pray that you never see me again. Because if I find out you ever do anything like this again, no one's gonna save you." As he opens his eyes big and boldly enough to be seen even through his helmet. "Have a good day, Mr. Torchwick." As he says, "Team Igni, let's go home." As then the cops show up. And that's where I'm going to leave off on this episode, guys. Sorry, I couldn't resist the JoJo reference. The memes are king. Bye.